So first thing to understand is that Lord Nityananda, we are going to be discussing Lord Nityananda. And to know what is Harinam Sankirtan and what is Mahaprabhu's mission, the advent of Mahaprabhu. To really know this, we need to understand who is Lord Nityananda. In absence of that, we are missing the target completely. So this is how significant Lord Nityananda is. Harinam Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma. And in absence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, that is his mission to reclaim all the conditioned fallen souls like you and me and everybody else, in the samsara. Uh, that is what Harinam Sankirtan leads us to the recipients of the mercy mission. And in absence of Lord Nityananda, it is not possible. Hare Krishna. So, we are going to talk about three main topics. One is tattva. Tattva, dear devotees, is essence. Very simple example. What Prabhupada gives is, it is that defining characteristic in absence of which that doesn't, whatever that object is, doesn't exist anymore. So, for example, sugar. The essence of sugar is sweetness. The tattva of sugar is sweetness. You cannot take sweetness away from sugar. It will cease to be sugar. So you understand this, right? So tattva is the truth or reality which exists as it is in its natural state. Hare Krishna. Then his glories. Of course, Sanskrit is kirtana. Kirtan, usually when we say kirtan, it's synonymous to music and chanting of the Mahamantra. Yes, that is kirtan. So also speaking is kirtan, speaking what? There are so many topics this tongue can keep vibrating. But talking about the transcendental qualities, anything related to Krishna and Krishna's, that is called kirtan. That is the glorification. And then finally, what are the teachings, instructions, shiksha? You get the guidance. Now, you could get guidance from so many, but in this context, it is from a bona fide authority. There could be people who would guide you in things which are detrimental to you. It won't really help you in any way. So, teachings, shiksha, is the spiritual instruction. That is one operative word. The other is from a bona fide authority. And what it does, what is the instruction? All instructions dovetail into how to serve Krishna properly. Serve Krishna, you need to understand Krishna. Hare Krishna. So now when we are talking about this tattva, please know that, dear devotees, it should be understood scientifically, not haphazardly. Scientifically means systematically and through the medium of Shastra, Guru, and Sadhana. Shastra is what the English word is scriptures. So, scriptures are not just sacred text. His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj has said, Shastra is not just text, it is context. And to understand what that context is, you need a guru, the person who will explain to you, make you understand what is the context. Because Shastra, there could be so many contradictions, apparent contradictions. So when we talk about tattva, it has to be understood in a systematic manner through the medium of Shastra, which is not just sacred text, it is context. And in reference to that context, it is the Guru who's able to explain it as it is. And he also guides the practice of that knowledge so that we have a personal experience. So that knowledge doesn't become just intellectual, it is experiential, which is called realization. Hare Krishna. When we are talking about glories, kirtan, what does it do now? Glories is not that Krishna is an egomaniac, and he wants everyone to praise him. No, he is Atmaram. One of his opulence is renunciation. So, what is glories? When we are glorifying, it's actually for the jiva, for you and me. It purifies the heart. And actually, this glorification of Krishna is the natural state of the living entity. We, because of our ahankar, have some reservation when it comes to glorifying others, or there is some motive in that glorification. That is flattery. But in this case, when we are talking about glorious, the kirtan, the glories, is that it is the natural state of who we are. And when that happens, sincerely, it directly connects us to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Kirtan is also the recommended process for the sage. You all know that there are different processes for different ages. There's meditation, dhyan meditation. There is temple worship. There are these different um, processes. But in Kali Yuga, where our facilities and the faculties is very much deteriorated, in such a state, kirtan is the simplest, it's the easiest of how one can engage and develop love for God, which is the ultimate goal. Hare Krishna. Then, when it comes to teaching, dear devotees, keep this in mind that Shiksha, whatever are the instructions, whatever the learnings we can get, it gives us knowledge of Krishna. That is called the Sambandha Gyan. You all are familiar with this, so it's just kind of a recap. Sambandha avoids us from doing speculation. And then once you have that knowledge, an extension of that is the practical application, abhideya. And then step by step, what is the ultimate goal? Love of God, prayojana. Hare Krishna. So with this, what we'll do is we'll do the Mangala Charan prayers. Dear devotees, if you know it, you could unmute and please chant alongside with me. Hare Krishna. Om Agnyantimirantasya
ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया
चक्षुरुन्मीलितं
चक्षुरुन्मीलितं
येन
तस्मै
तस्मै
श्रीगुरवे नमः
श्रीगुरवे नमः
Shri Chaitanya
श्रीचैतन्यामनोभीष्टं
विष्टं
स्थापितं येन
स्थापितं
भूतले
येन
Swayam
भूतले
Rupa
स्वयं
Kadamayam
ददाति
Dadati
स्वपदान्तिकम्
Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri
वन्देऽहं
Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam
श्रीयुतापदकमलं
Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha
वैष्णवांश्च
Shri Rupam
श्रीरूपं
Sagrajatam
साग्रजातं
Sahagana
साग्रजातं
Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam
जीवं
Sadvaitam
साद्वैतं
Avadutam
सावधूतं
Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam
चैतन्यदेवं
Shri Radha
राधा
Krishna
कृष्ण
Pada
पादा
Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam
विशाखान्वितं
Shri Krishna
कृष्ण
Karuna
करुणा
Krishna Karuna
सिन्धु
Sindhu
Dinabandhu Jagatpate Visha Gopika
Gopikanta
Kanta
Radha Kanta
Radha Kanta
Namostate
Namaste
Bhakanta Chana Gaurangi Radhe
Chandragaurani
Vrindavaneshwari Krishna
Vrindavaneshwari
Bhanu
Krishnabhanu
Sute Devi
Sudevi Charanamani Hari
Priye
Priya
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Chatarubhyascha
Kripa
Kripa Sindhubhyascha
Patitanam Pavane
Pavanebhyo
Shrebhyo
Vaishnavyo
Namo
Namo
Namaha
Namaha
Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale
Shri
Srimate Bhakti Vedant
Vedanta
Swaminiti
Swami
Namine
Namini
Namaste
Namaste
Saraswati
Saraswati
Devi
Deve
Gauravacharine
Gauravacharine
Vishesha Shunyavadi
Shunyavadi
Vashishadharine
Pashyadharini
Jai Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda Shri
Nityananda
Advaita Gadadhar
Advaita Gadadhar
Srivasadi Gaura
Srivasadi
Bhaktivinoda
Gauravarinde
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna. So, who is Nityananda? Who is Lord Nityananda? He is the expansion of Krishna. Krishna, we know, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is Godhead? Godhead is the absolute truth. There is truth, there is the absolute truth, and there is relative truth. Relative truth is perception. So, for example, like here in this room, the temperature is around 69 Fahrenheit, correct? That is the Fahrenheit, that is the room temperature. I'm pretty comfortable. I'm in a sweatshirt and I don't need anything else. However, my wife, Sachirani, she feels cold even in this. So when she's sitting in the same room, 69 Fahrenheit, she sits with a blanket. She wraps herself in a blanket. Now the condition is the same, but for me it is comfortable and for her it is little chilly. It is 69, the Fahrenheit. But how it appears to me, how I respond to it. So for me, the truth is 69, dear devotees, for me is comfortable. But 69 for Sachirani is a bit chilly. You understand? So it is relative, our understanding of what is the room temperature. However, absolute truth is it's not relative, it is what it is. That's it. Under all time, place, circumstances. That is the absolute truth. Now, the source of this absolute truth from which everything else emanates, Sarva Karana Karanam, Ishwar Parama Krishna Satchitanand Vigra, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam, Brahma Samhita, right? Sarva Karana Karanam, that absolute truth is a person. Persons have personality. You and me have a personality. Like we say, oh, uska nature aise hi hai. Some people are belligerent, some people are happy go lucky, some people are brooding, some people are reserved, some people are outgoing. Whatever is that nature, correct? That personality. Persons have personalities. So the supreme personality, Krishna is also a person, God is a person, he's not abstract. Some school of thought says that, oh, he's energy. Yes, he is energy. He is Shakti. But he is the possessor of the energy, Shaktiman, and all energies. So the supreme personality of Godhead is Krishna. And then his expansion is Nityananda. How do you understand what is expansion? One very crude example is, you have these bodybuilders, or even you yourself. If you flex your arm like this, your bicep will just a little bit expand, just a little bit, correct? Now, bodybuilders, because they develop their muscles, it will expand a lot. So the original state is like this, and when they flex it, it expands a lot. It's the same. The skin is the same. But what has happened? It has expanded. Now, when we are giving this example, it can only expand. That is the restriction. That's it. However, since Krishna has no restrictions, he's unlimited, he can expand fully as himself, as another entity. You understand this? Shri Yushopanishad, Om Purnamadam Purnamidam, the invocation. He is the complete whole, and complete wholes come from him, and still he remains in balance. If you remove something from something, whatever it has been removed from diminishes. If there are 10 apples in the fruit tray, and I remove 2 apples, it is now short by 2. It is only 8 apples. But that's not the case with Krishna. So he's the expansion. He's exactly like Krishna. Hare Krishna. And from this expansion, all the other expansions come. All the expansions. So one way to understand this is in the different yugas. Now in Vishnu Leela, he comes as Anantasesha. He is Lakshmana in Ram Leela. He is Balram in Krishna Leela. And most recently, a little more than 500 years, is Lord Nityananda in the Gaur Alila. Hare Krishna. So one to understand the tattva is that he is the expansion of Krishna and he is identical. There is no difference between Krishna and Balram or Chaitanya and Nityananda. They are the exact same. Chaitanya is corresponding. They are not avatars. They are avatari. They are avatari. Avatari is the source of all avatars. Hare Krishna. Now, the next to understand is we discussed that he is Bhagwan himself. He has come in the role to serve Krishna. He is the supreme controller. If someone asks you who's God, God has three aspects: the supreme proprietor, supreme controller, supreme enjoyer. Everything he has full ownership of. You, me, and others have relative ownership. I may own a house which is, say, 2,000 square feet. Someone may own a house which is 20,000 square feet. Correct? So we have relative ownership or proprietorship. But Krishna owns everything, including a house. Hare Krishna. So he's the supreme proprietor. And because he's the supreme proprietor, he has full control. He's the supreme controller. Ishwar Parama. Ishwar means control, controller. And he controls, he owns, he enjoys, the supreme enjoyer. Hare Krishna. So, Bhagavan, that is the proprietor, controller, and enjoyer. Now, look at this. Bhagwan himself, he's the master. Proprietor means master. He's the master of everything: animate, inanimate, spiritual, material, everything. He's the owner of. And he comes in the role of a servant. So he's known as the servant God. Now in corporate jargon, there's this new mantra that, leadership means servant leader. Servant leader. A leader's role is to serve. So here, just as you have a servant leader, Nityananda is servant God. Sevak Bhagwan. Hare Krishna. So Anatanta Sesha is glorifying him. That's how he serves. As Lakshmana, his obedience and sacrifice, that's his service. As Balaram, assisting him in his pastimes, he teaches what is strength, dharma, discipline. And here, as Nityanand, he's spreading mercy freely, no consideration, through the Sankirtan movement. Hare Krishna. So this is another tattva of Nityanand, Sevak Bhagwan, and as a Sevak, what all he does. So the most merciful form of Balram is Nityananda. Hare Krishna. And how we understand Nityananda is, the analogy is like a river. A river breaks off into streams. It branches off into streams. The river continues its path towards the sea. And it branches off into streams and tributaries and whatever else there is. But the water is the same. Whatever is water flowing in the river is the same as what is there in these tributaries and the streams, etc. So we can also understand that Nityanand Prabhu's services and his mercy is aligned with whatever Mahaprabhu's mission is, the mercy mission. Hare Krishna. Now, we also learn that he is the Guru Tattva, the Pancha Tattva. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. So how is this? Is that if you're seeing the Pancha Tattva, in the center is Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then you move to the left. Immediately next to him is Nityanand Prabhu. And then next to Nityanand Prabhu is Advaitacharya. These three personalities are the Vishnu Tattva, God. They're God in different forms and in different roles. And then on the other side of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gadadhar Prabhu. Gadadhar Prabhu is Shakti representative. Hare Krishna. And then there is the Jiva, the pure devotee, represented by Shrivas Thakur. Hare Krishna. So, what we understand from the Panchatattva is that it is the complete representation, the five eternal features of the absolute truth is the Panchatattva. The Bhagwan Tattva, Guru Tattva, the incarnation, that is Advaitacharya. A few days back, we celebrated his appearance day. He's the one who calls Mahaprabhu to descend. Hare Krishna. Then the Shakti Tattva. Shakti is energy, power. Power for what? Pure bhakti. And then the pure devotees. Hare Krishna. And by taking shelter of the Panchatattva, anyone, doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, what you've not done, what you're doing, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyone who takes that shelter can attain the ultimate goal, that is love of God, Krishna Prem. Hare Krishna. Now, his background on his appearance. So he appeared in 1474, Common Era, in a place called Ek Chakra Dham. This is 12 years before Mahaprabhu's appearance. So Nityananda is 12 years older than Mahaprabhu. Like Balram is the older brother of Krishna. He appears first, then Krishna and Krishna Lila, we know that. And his parents were Hadai Pandit and Padmavati Devi. Who were they? They were very pious and devoted Brahmanas. So Krishna takes the role of a son, and that's how he reciprocates. So what we can understand from this, dear devotees, is it's very personal. Relationships with Krishna is not abstract. It's one and one. It's personal. Each one of us have a unique relationship with Krishna. Each one of us. There are countless jivas, countless. Of course, there are the five major categories, which is, the Shanta Ras, the emotion or the mellow from that relationship, what you experience, correct? The rasa. There is the Shanta Ras and neutrality, awe and reverence. Then there is the servitorship where there is action. Then there is the friendship, sakha. Then there is vatsalya. Vatsalya is the parental. Krishna comes as your child. And then finally, the topmost is madhurya, conjugal. So these are the five categories. But Krishna, please understand, has a relationship with each and every one of the jiva. You, me, cat, dog, elephant, the worst person you know and the holiest person you know. We have a unique relationship with Krishna. And each of this relationship can be represented by a color. Like, the color spectrum. There are 7 colors, correct? The Vibgyor, the rainbow, what they talk about. Vibgyor. So there are these 7 colors. Colors evoke emotion. Raga. It evokes emotion, colors. And we know in our daily lives also. Red, danger, stop. Your traffic light. Yellow, be ready, be aware. Green, go. So different colors represent something and it evokes certain kind of emotions. So each of our relationship with Krishna, dear devotees, has a color, a hue, and there are infinite. Even in red, there are so many gradations, infinite number of gradations, just as there are infinite souls. And when all these colors and all these hues get amalgamated, it becomes the color of Sham Sundar, the dark blue rain cloud, dark gray, dark blue rain cloud. And this is the reason why Krishna is dark. Hare Krishna. So his parents were Hadai Pandit and Padmavati Devi, and he has this relationship. Nityanand Prabhu came as the son. Now, when he was a child, his pastimes were like Lord Balram's. In fact, they used to do as children. Of course, nowadays you see children even as young as 1 year, 2 years, they are given a screen, and all they're playing in that screen. Digital distractions have replaced our human interactions. So they used to do pastimes. They used to do drama, enact Leela. So Nityanand Prabhu played the role of Balram. And then when he gets struck by Ravan's son's arrow, that pastime, he becomes unconscious. He actually went into that ecstasy and mood, and they couldn't revive him. Then, of course, after some time, he came back to external consciousness. So these were all markers that established he is non-different than Shri Balramji. Then, when he was about 12 years old, a traveling mendicant, a sannyasi came, and then he told his parents, "Oh, I want to take your son." They said, because when a sadhu comes to your home, you're supposed to serve him. So he says, "Give me your son." Father and mother were devastated. And Prabhupada explains like this is similar when Krishna was separated from them in Kansa's jail at birth and delivered to Vasudeva and Mother Devik, Yashoda. So similar to that, that's how Hadai Pandit and Padmavati Devi, when the sannyasi took, and he traveled with the sannyasi all over India, various dhams, associating with other sadhus, saints, and preaching bhakti. Hare Krishna. And then finally, his travels took him to Navadip Dham, dear devotees. And just after Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Mahaprabhu was about 24 years old. He met with Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. So, Nityanand Prabhu is the original guru, the source. He's the original guru. And his mercy, please understand this, his mercy comes before qualification. Doesn't matter who you are, qualified, unqualified. We do not get bhakti because of our efforts. Please do not be under that impression. Oh, I'm able to chant 16 rounds. Oh, on Ekadashi, I can chant 25 or 32 rounds. Oh, on festivals, I can do 64 rounds. Oh, I can do 108 rounds, whatever. Means nothing. In absence, bhakti is causeless. Nothing causes bhakti. It's only the mercy of Nityananda that bestows bhakti. Hare Krishna. Mercy is somebody who's undeserving gets something for which he doesn't deserve. That is mercy. Correct? So, if I'm undeserving, why do they say that, oh, we have to get qualified to receive mercy? Now, it seems to be contradictory. So, this question was asked to Ramapad Swami, and he gave a very nice answer. He says, mercy, God's mercy, Krishna's mercy, Nityanand Prabhu's mercy is like sunshine. Sunshine is available for everybody. Sunshine doesn't discriminate. Sunshine is there. However, if you are stuck in the dark basement of your ignorance, ahankars and anartha, you have locked yourself over there. Sunshine is not going to come down into the basement. You need to get out in the open to get in sunshine and the benefit of sunshine, that mercy. So, this whole process, Guru descends down that dark dungeon and he holds our hand and he brings us out. And the sadhana that we're doing, the practices that we do, the do's, the don'ts, the regulation, is step by step we are climbing to get out. So his mercy comes before qualification. And it is not possible to reach Krishna, the object and the subject of prema, without Nityananda's mercy. Hare Krishna. Now, we'll discuss his position as a guru. The word guru, Sanskrit guru, means heavy, heavy with knowledge, divya gyan, spiritual knowledge. Correct? So we've learned this, that he is the first expansion come in the role to be the servitor, seva. And he expands as Krishna's paraphernalia. Very important point. You know, Krishna's, for example, temple. You have a temple, it's a sacred place. So this temple to your devotees is Balram's body, is Nityanand Prabhu's body. It's not ordinary. So how careful we should be when we come to a temple. If there are shoes which are just strewn along, don't walk past it. Put it in its proper place. Doesn't matter. It's not you who made the mess. But if we actually recognize this, you understand? Theoretically, we may understand that the temple is Balram's body, is Nityanand Prabhu's body. But we couldn't care less. There is tissue fallen over there. There is dirt. Prasadam has spilled. Not my job. Then we have really missed the point. Hare Krishna. So he is the original Guru, Balram, and Nityanand is the mercy Guru. All the Gurus come from him. And in fact, there's a disciplic succession. The parampara is the extension of that mercy. So a Guru is the mercy representation of Nityanand Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Externally, he takes the form of a Guru. Externally, there is the form, the Vapu. Of course, the Vapu is time-bound, but the Vani will remain eternal. And the Vapu is meant to inspire us to serve the Vani. You understand? So that is the external form of the Guru. And internally, he is the Paramatma. Internally, Nityanand Prabhu, expansion is the Paramatma, who accompanies every living entity. So, as they say, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. What does this mean? The living entity has been bouncing in this material world, up and down, here and there, since time immemorial. That's the state. But through the mercy of a Guru, one gets Krishna, and through the mercy of Krishna, one gets Guru, reciprocal. So as Paramatma, he guides us to the Guru. And then Guru, the external, Vapu and Vani, leads us to Krishna. Mercy of Krishna, one gets Guru, and the mercy of Guru, one gets Krishna. Hare Krishna. And what is the role of the Guru? Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. He dispels all the darkness. Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Andakar. Yaha Krishna taha nahi Maya Adhikar. Maya is darkness. Maya is ignorance. Krishna is the sun. Wherever there's sunlight, there can be no darkness. So this is who the Guru is. And Balram's symbol is the plow. What does it signify? He plows the heart. So this Bhaktilata Bij grows. Hare Krishna. And in absence of Nityanand Prabhu, all this knowledge just becomes theoretical. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, always take an opportunity, and there are so many opportunities day to day, moment to moment. It's not just when we come for a Sunday program or we attend Bhakti Vriksha or we attend online programs. Literally day to day. Just be a little thoughtful of, is there any instruction? Is there anything which I have learned, I have heard, where I could put it into practice? If we are conscious about this, Krishna conscious, that's when progress starts happening. Otherwise, yeah, sure, there will be intellectual appreciation, but that needle won't move much. Hare Krishna. So, what makes Balram this? When we spoke about that mercy, it's everywhere. So, these are the steps that we're climbing out of the darkness of our ignorance, of our anarthas. Serve the spiritual master sincerely. What does serve mean? That, oh, when Guru Maharaj comes, oh, I'll cook for him prasadam and I'll serve him prasadam. Yes, but more important than that is serving the instructions. Now, one may say that, oh, I do not have association of my Guru Maharaj. But physical association is not as important as the Vani association. What is stopping you from associating to listen to? And today we have technology on our fingertips in your hand. Everything, the world is in your hand. Listen. Listen to your Guru Maharaj's lectures. Listen to his kirtans. Listen to Prabhupada lectures. Nothing will stop you. Read the Shastras. That is Vani. So when we are doing this sincerely, what does sincerely mean? Not knee jerk, not on special days that, oh, I'll start reading, I'll start listening. Make it a point to listen every day. Sometime start with 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. That shows your sincerity, not doable if able. And then whatever instructions are there. Now, some get instructions personally, specifically, and for some it's general. It's there in all the lectures. So Jayadvaita Maharaj was asked this question that, how do I know? I haven't received any specific instruction from my Guru Maharaj. How do I know what instruction to follow? There are so many in the lectures, there are so many instructions which are given. So Jayadvaita Swami said that whatever he most stresses on, what is the mood most stresses on, follow that without duplicity. Don't make a show of it. Try to do it, even if imperfectly. Try to do it sincerely. Hare Krishna. And when the Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased. Why? Because the Guru is the mercy representation of Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, his glories, his attributes, what are they? He's Avaduta. Avdut means someone who doesn't care for social norms, customs. Someone may say he's like a madman. No etiquette or anything, just above and beyond all that. Now, in this case, when Nityananda is an Avdut, he's mad with love of God. Mad. So according to social norms and all, It may seem odd. Now, of course, we are grastis. We live in a society. We cannot imitate or mimic this ecstatic love of God. However, we can follow certain protocols, certain disciplines. Means whenever there is a choice between doing a devotional act and something else, even though whatever it is giving us a lot of gain, be a madman and choose the devotional act. Hare Krishna. He is the mercy amplifier of Krishna's name. Krishna's name is the most merciful. The deity of Krishna is the deity is also a mercy representation of Krishna, the Archavigraha form. But you have to go to the temple, you have to go in front of the altar to have some kind of a um, uh, experience with that. But over here, the name comes to you. Many a times you've not even done anything. You're just walking on the street and you hear Kirtan. Some Sankirtan party is going Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That mercy comes to you. Hare Krishna. And he's the amplifier. What does amplifier do? A sound amplifier. It increases the volume. What is that volume, that mercy amplification? Right now we are deafened by all these things in our mind. I, me, myself, mine. That voice is talking to us all the time. Thoughts, words, deeds, actions, everything. I, me, myself, mine. So his mercy cuts through all that noise and brings Krishna's name to us. He is inclusive, not selective. No discrimination. Here they say, what is that? Equal opportunity employer, EOE. He is equal opportunity distributor of love of God. Everyone, doesn't matter who you are. There was a devotee from Tobacco Temple, he is no longer there, Nandulal Prabhu. He had made a very profound statement once. He's saying there is no sin you can commit that God cannot forgive. Jagai and Madhai, the account of sins, there was no sin which they hadn't committed, and they kept committing new ones. That Chitragupt, the person who keeps the tally of your actions and corresponding reaction, he fainted. He couldn't keep up. So imagine what kind of personalities Jagai and Madhai were. They physically assaulted Nityananda Prabhu. When Mahaprabhu told, distribute the holy name, he and Haridas Thakur went. They did not say everyone would run away when Jagai Madhai would come. Nityananda Prabhu approached them. They chased him away. Again he went back, knowing fully well who they are. And he was struck on the head with the pot and he started bleeding. And Mahaprabhu, he came to know of this immediately. He came on the scene and Chakra, Chakra, he called. Krishna will tolerate any insult to him. Bhrigu Muni kicked him on his chest and he took no offense. But to his devotee, he won't tolerate that. What did Nityananda Prabhu do? He says, "Oh Mahaprabhu, please don't forgive him. You'll have to kill everyone. This is the condition of the material world." And listening to Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu forgave. And they transformed both the brothers. This is who Nityananda Prabhu is. Hare Krishna. In the practical sense, typically when we go out, for example, book distribution or something, there is a tendency to visit, Indian localities, there is that comfort level, either an Indian locality or Indian Patel, cash and carry or something like that. And there is not enough comfort with someone who is non-Indian. Either we fear some adverse reaction or something like that. But Nityanand Prabhu did not distribute the holy name only to gentlemen, to brahmanas, the peace-loving, soft-natured. He went to the worst kind of humanity. So when we have to do this, Yara dekhe tara kaha Krishna Upadesh, we should not discriminate who's worthy, who's unworthy. Everyone has a right to Krishna's mercy. Hare Krishna. So, unpretentious devotion. Maya is very insidious, dear devotees. Even in acts of seemingly devotional service, she can creep in, and that feeling will come, main bada bhakt. I'm doing so much more than that person. Or we make a show of devotion. Tilak on the forehead. Nice, clean dhoti kurta. Bead bag around the neck. All the politically correct words we are using. Oh, Prabhuji, I am the dust of your lotus feet. Everything. But when push comes to shove, when we perceive an insult, real or imagined, see what happens then? Maybe not externally, but internally. Hare Krishna. So, like they say, Vaishnav Tilak or poise won't stop empty vessels from making noise. So be sincerely engaged. Hare Krishna. And be in this mood of serving like Nityanand. He would feed everyone, feasts, the Chidadahi festival. Invite everyone, come, come, come. And share Krishna Katha, Yarade Kataraka, with everybody. Hare Krishna. So what we can learn from this is chant with sincerity. Chanting is not ordinary. We may do it mechanically, but please understand spiritual growth depends on chanting sincerely. And to chant sincerely, we need to cultivate this quality of humility. The more humble one becomes, the more sincere. It goes hand in hand, humility and sincerity. Be kind, be forgiving. People will step on our toes. We will step on others' toes. Forgive. Why forgive? Because we've been forgiven. What all Nityanand Prabhu is forgiving. So all these little acts of kindness makes a big difference. For whom? For us. It's not that I'm superior, so I have forgiven you. It's not that we are great. We should be grateful that we can forgive. We have developed that quality of forgiveness. Hare Krishna. Non-judgmental and acceptance. Look for whatever is the positive. Someone comes in seva, cooking seva, you give them a certain task and they mess it up. Now, instead of focusing on what that mistake is, look at, oh, he gave up. He came all the way from home. He drove so far in the cold and he came to do seva. Appreciate that. Hare Krishna. So, bringing this to a close, dear devotees, to recap, he is a merciful expansion of Balaram. Would somebody like to read this, please? The first bullet point.
Lord Nityananda,
Arisha.
a merciful expansion of Balaram, assisting Chaitanya's mission.
His glories, bestowing mercy, encouraging Sankirtan, uplifting all devotees.
Practical teachings, chant, show mercy, include everyone. These bring heart transformation and spiritual success.
And the last one, please.
He came not for a few perfect souls, but to call everyone into the fold of Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, dear devotees, of course, to talk of Lord Nityananda, I'm not qualified. I've just tried to put this together and try to repeat whatever I've heard, whatever I've learned. I hope it was of some value to you. Would take lifetimes. Who can talk about the glories of Nityananda? He's unlimited. So, if anyone has any comment or a realization,